Dad, you can do it. It's an ant on me. Run!
Hey everybody, this is Jeff from the Great Heights Barely Controlled Chaos Homestead, and today, I know it's been a little while since we put a video out. I've got a bunch of different video clips and stuff that I want to eventually show you guys, but we've been doing a bunch of stuff lately, and it's been things have been crazy. We had one of our kids go in the hospital because they were sick. It's just been crazy. So I've not been able to get a video out. So today, what I'm going to be doing, this is part of our pasture. So as you can see over here, down there is kind of the main pasture area. You can actually see the goats. They're right up there. But what we've got is this area right here where I'm standing, and behind me is a stand of cedars that I want to take out. I'm not going to be able to get them all done today, obviously, because I'm working with an axe. I really should go get my chainsaw, but I want to work with the axe for a little bit today. I have various reasons for doing that, and I know that you should work harder and not smarter, or smarter and not harder. Harder and not smarter. Yeah, that's me sometimes. Today, I want to work with the axe. The axe does give me some satisfaction when I'm doing that. So that's the reason I'm doing it. But I'm going to turn the time lapse on and try to get 2 or 3 of these trees down and bring you guys along for that. And hopefully what we can do is by this weekend we'll bring the chainsaws out and actually get the rest of these trees. But the goal is to get as many of these trees down, and we'll haul them out with the tractor. The bigger ones will split up between Liam actually is making some lumber for us for different projects, and then the other ones we'll use for the secret project. So on with the video. So it was 35 degrees this morning when I got up. So when I came out here this afternoon, I knew it was supposed to be warmed up a little bit, but didn't realize it had warmed up quite that much. So obviously I had to stop and take my sweater off.
Chin. Dad, you can do it. It's an ant on me. Run! From my position, it did look like that.
Okay. This is where it gets a little tricky. So the biggest problem we have is prevailing winds are blowing that way. So even if the winds aren't blowing, the trees tend to lean that way. We could hook some ropes up to it and stuff like that. But basically what happens is these trees just fall into the other trees, and then we got to pull out the base, which is tricky and a little bit dangerous. So we're being really careful. I'm taking down small trees today, trees that I can pull out by hand without hurting myself or anybody else. And then we'll come through with the chainsaw and the tractor. Once we clear the trees out that I got out of here, we'll pull them out with the tractor, put them down in the pasture, delimb them, and then we'll come and get the bigger trees with the chainsaws. Because again, I don't want them to fall in the barn over here, or the chicken run, or anything else, and I don't want them falling on anybody else. So we're just going to try to pull these trees down carefully. We're going to be strategic about it. Gabe the lumberjack
Well,
going to push down a couple of trees.
All right, Lance, I would prefer you not send me here. Start this one.
Yeah, that one.
This one.
Straight back. No, not that one. You've already tried that one. This one over here, Gabe.
It's got a crack in it.
Right there.
Check this out, kiddies. I've done this before. At least I'm assuming.
So we ended up doing more than I really intended. My son came out with his chainsaw, and so we started working some with the chainsaws. I think we got 8 or 9 trees down with the chainsaws. We also got the start of a slightly different project, but also related. We got to pull one of the trees we cut down. We actually are using for a pole for the gate. So we have a spare gate, and what we're going to do is we're going to put it in right here, because there's a nice trail. This is the one I was walking down. I walk down quite frequently in the other channel. There's a nice trail that goes down in here, so we can actually pull some of these trees out from here. And then this is at the bottom of the pig pen, and so we've got a full gate up there. You know, that one right there, the red gate. So the goal is that we could have a gate here and a gate up there, so that we can just bring the tractor right down through here. We'll just, you know, push the pigs into the into their enclosure while we're doing that, and then of course he's got the chainsaw running, and then we can you know, be able to just drive the tractor right down here, pull trees out, whatever we need to do. Stop playing with the camera. Okay. The reason we're clearing this out is we really do want more pasture area. We only have about an acre right now that's cleared. Now, as we work further into the woods, we are going to try to take down, as I've said multiple times before, we're going to take some of the trees down just so that we get some greenery on the ground. Right now, our woods area is very dense. It's overgrown with cedars, and well, I love the cedar trees, and they're pretty, and they're green all year round, and it's nice. It is overgrown. It's so densely packed, it becomes, you know, at this point, if there was ever a fire, there would be no way that, you know, it just hasn't been maintained properly. This area, however, is a nice pasture area. Our goat barn is right there. Where we let our pigs run is right above that. Where we have our chickens are right there. Our rabbits are in the pen right beside them. And what I would like to do is be able to have this area right behind the barn here open up more for, you know, we can use some electric fence netting for the chickens. We can put rabbit tractors out here and chicken tractors out here, and let the goats come out here a little more easily. The other reason is we have a big gate up there. We have a big gate at the other end of our yard, way over on the other side. But to get down here where we're working, or if we want to do anything with the tractor at all, it's a good 10-minute drive, or no, it's a good couple-minute drive up the yard, then to come back down here and do any work, and then drag everything back up, especially when we're hauling trees out, or if we're doing other work with wood or branches, or it's a long way to drag it to where we want to go. So I really do want to have a second access to this area, but to do that, to get the tractor through here, we really need to clear out a lot of these trees so that we can get down into this area. If we get bigger chicken tractors or whatever, dragging them by hand becomes very difficult, so I want to be able to get the tractor down here so we can move them around as necessary. So anyway, that's what we're doing.
Alright, as I've said before, when I have lots of kids out here, I try to be really careful about safety and watching what they're doing. So there will be no chainsaws today. The chainsaws were, Liam and I came out here the other day, and you can see I said I was going to take down 3 or 4 trees. We took down a bunch of them. So we need to clear a lot of, we got to do a lot of delimbing and stuff to get the trees ready to move. But I will be doing that with the axe today versus with the chainsaw. So yeah, and they're climbing that tree over there, having a ball. Also, you can see our goats are really enjoying the fact that we've cleared this out somewhat already, and you know, there's lots of fresh grass for them to chew on. Now I'm going to talk about another channel real quick, and that is Just a Few Acres Farms. Now they, the guy who runs that channel, he does a great job, honestly, with talking about what he's doing and why he's doing it and all that other good fun stuff. He's recently started a thing he does on Sundays, because he goes to market on Sundays with his poultry and his pig, or with his pork and stuff. They sell most of what they produce at a farmer's market. So he spends all of his day Sunday doing that. So what he's done is he started doing a Sunday video where he's talking about, you know, small farming. They actually call it Small Farm Sunday. And I highly suggest you go check that out. And I will include a card up above to his link to his channel in general. But one of the things that he was saying today is that he was talking about last week. He was talking about infrastructure, building up infrastructure and taking time. And it reminded me of something that in my writing job and my editing career or whatever, I've always thought of as very important, is not comparing your beginning to somebody else's middle. You see these farmers, you see these different homesteaders with, all the tractors and all the outbuildings and all the other stuff. And if you go back in our channel, you'll see that we started out with really, really simple stuff, some really ugly buildings that we built and stuff like that. And it's taken us a long time to get to this point. And even this point is a way step behind a lot of the other people that have YouTube channels that talk about this stuff. The idea is that, you go at it slowly. You do what you can do, and you do it slowly, and you don't go into debt doing it. You figure out what it's going to cost you in whatever production before you take that next step. So it's something that's really important, that I think is a really good point, so that that I wanted to share it with you, and just go ahead and check out his channel, because it's certainly worth it. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to go clear some trees. So some people may be asking why I come out here, even bothering to come out here with the axe, and the answer is really simple. Like a lot of you, I have a day job. That day job is frustrating. This is an excellent way to take out frustrations with the axe. I can chop down a tree and instantly feel, A, that I've accomplished something, and B, work out some tension that and it makes me feel so much better. Then I can go inside and deal with the kids and make dinner and clean up without being incredibly frustrated. When I can run, I do that. When I can't, or when I've got other things to do, like chop down trees, I do that. All right, so when we bought our goats, I wanted to share a little story with you, but when we bought our goats, we thought one of them was pregnant. It's very obvious that she's not. And one of the reasons I can tell that is this morning she was in heat, and the male goat was all over her. So if you watch my other channel, the Barely Controlled Chaos channel, and I will include a card up above, but if you watch that other channel, You see, I had the baby with me and one of my little kids with me this morning, and it was a little chaotic trying to feed the goats, but the male goat was all over the female goat this morning, and trying to keep, she didn't want anything to do with it for some reason. I'm not sure exactly why, but she didn't want anything to do with him this morning. And so she was trying to get out of the pen while I'm trying to get in the pen so I could feed them, because their feeder had gotten knocked down. So I was going in to pick up their feeder, or their feed bucket, and and I've got the baby in one arm, I've got a can of feed in the other hand, and so I told my son, my little son, hold the gate shut, because I don't have a hand to get the gate, to hold the gate, and then push the goats back I got my foot up here, pushing the goats back away from it, just kind of not really hurting them, obviously not hurting them, but, just pushing them away, and trying to keep them from running out the gate, and trying to feed the goats with the other hand. And the little goat, in the middle of this, the little goat jumps into the feed bucket. I'm like, this is why we call our channel Barely Controlled Chaos. Because, I mean, honestly, it was like, what the heck? I didn't have any place to put the baby down. I didn't have any place to, I'm just trying to deal with all of it at once. It was kind of funny. But anyway, that was our story for this morning. So this is one of our goats. Her name is Thor. Because when we got her, it looked like she had one good eye and one bad eye, and the kids are big fans of Thor Ragnarok, where he loses his eye. So they called her Thor. Turns out that one of her eyes just had pink eye, which spread to both eyes, which spread to the baby, which spread to the other mama. But she's all healed up now. She's still got a little bit of mucus around, a little bit of drainage around her eyes, but she's doing really good now, right? Yeah, she's very friendly. Let's see, there we go. Yeah, I know. So, beautiful Nigerian dwarf goats here. Absolutely love them. And hopefully we'll have enough to milk next year. So, all right. I know I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. We're not just wasting all this wood. Actually, my son bought a Alaskan timber mill, which I've got some videos I'm going to include here coming up in a second. But for the ones that are too small for that, so the ones that are long enough, we're actually going to be using for the secret project. So like this one here, it'll be a really good one for that. I keep saying secret project. It's a log cabin. That's what our plan is. That's what we're working on. We haven't worked on it in a while because we're trying to collect as many logs as we can before we start notching them and getting them ready to go. We've got somewhere between 10 and 20 different logs ready to go out there, but they've got to be dragged out there because they're heavy. Like this one right here, I can barely lift up one end of it by myself. Well, I shouldn't say barely. I can get it up over my head. I can't go real far with it, so it's not something we can just carry. We could if we really wanted to, but the tractor is essential. Not essential. Its tractor is very helpful for this kind of stuff. So, but yeah, we're not just throwing all this stuff away. There is stuff like this stuff up here that's going to end up in our brush pile. We're going to have a big bonfire this weekend, and then but yeah, those are gonna go in the brush pile, and they're gonna go into our big bonfire this weekend. But after that, as much of this as we can use, we're actually going to be using for stuff. Some of these nice long straight poles probably go into some fencing work that we might be doing down here to extend the pigs area and things like that. So, all right, so day 3. We're working on getting the gate put up. We did decide we're going to use this tree as the anchor point because while that post that I put in worked pretty well, we're going to see if the tree, I think the tree's going to hold a little bit better. So we're going to get the gate in, we can get the fence moved real quick, and then we can get the tractor down here. I did kind of forget one thing when I was talking about why we wanted this second gate over here. The other side of our yard is incredibly steep. And it makes me nervous bringing the tractor down there, especially when you're pulling anything or you got anything in the front end of it. This side is much less steep. You can kind of see behind me here. It's still up, but not anywhere near as steep, and it goes right up to the driveway. So that gives us a nice place to go to with the tractor. So the reason we're doing it this way is, yeah, because we want a nice level place to put, or a leveler place to bring the tractor into the backyard. So as you can see, we now have a gate down there, a gate up here, big gate up here, so we can drive the tractor straight down through the pig paddock, and then be able to see that first tree that's laying right in the gate. Thank you, lady.
It didn't want to go there. Or I didn't want it to go there.
Anyway, so Katie's going to go get the tractor so she can start hauling trees out while we get the rest of them cut down. Anyway, at least it's a nice day for doing this. Katie stalls the tractor.
Just because you haven't taken me driving.
As you can see, we got a nice pile of logs here. Some of them still need to be a little bit trimmed, but we got a nice pile of poles that we can use for different projects. Some of these will go to the secret project. Some of them, they're all pretty much too narrow for lumber, although there's a couple down at the bottom that might actually work. But you know, we've got a bunch of poles here that we can use for the secret project once we get this cleared out. As you can see, Kate's doing a good job on the tractor. She's going over there. Katie's talking to the tractor. It's our last load here today. We've got more to do, but this is as much as we can get done today. Because
it goes in a tree.
It's all right. So Liam's taking the last trees up that we're going to get done today. So that's pretty much it for what we're going to... All right, so embarrassingly, I ran out of space and didn't realize I'd run out of space. So this weekend we got pretty much got this whole area cleared out. You can see there's still some work to do down here. Just a few trees that need to be cleared out of here, or not cleared out, but these that need to be the limbs and the trunks and stuff that need to be cleared out of here. But really, we got most of it done, which is awesome. We had a big bonfire yesterday, and that was a lot of fun. We burned all the tops of the tree, you know, just the brush and stuff that we couldn't use. Everything that we could use we're saving, including like that big trunk right there. We're going to use that for the secret project. And yeah, so we got a lot of work done. That was awesome. So yeah. So if you enjoy our channel, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and leave a comment if you've got something to say about what we're doing. You know, think that somebody else could use this, use our videos or find our videos interesting, make sure you share them with your friends. So, and we'll talk to you next week.